Hey, what's up, everybody? Now, the title of this video basically says it best. It is a live audio only follow up to a video I did back in April. That video, of course, being titled, If They Wanted to, They Would Have Ended Sparity, or they would have. The title of the video, when you click on the link, you'll see it anyway. Is if they wanted to, they would have ended the Sparity thing a long time ago. And basically, what I mean about that, and I said it in the video, and I'll say it here: if Megan McCarthy, Nicole Dubuque, and anybody else that's worked on the show, Jim Miller, Josh Haber, if they wanted to, they could have easily, and this is the truth, guys, they could have easily decided to put an end to the whole Spike and Rarity deal many seasons ago. They could have done it. They could have looked at season two's Secret of My Excess and season two's Dragon Quest as being, how do I put it? Being the end game, being the end game, being the goal that was obtained to really bring this relationship, this crush, whatever you want to call it. Hold on for a sec. I just had to adjust something there. Hold on. Just gonna check something here. Gonna check something. Make sure the mic is adjusted right. Okay, it is. All right, cool. But like I said, if they wanted to, they could have easily, and this is the truth, easily done away with it long ago. But they didn't. They never did, guys. And I think that's kind of what is kind of bothers. I wouldn't say bother, but kind of makes people question us to, what the heck, you know, why continue doing this if why continue doing? He's like, I mean, basically to a lot of people, it's like, you know, you reach to them, you reach the apex in their eyes with season two and all that, but it's like you just kept going after that with season three, moments in there. You had moments, like you're having moments in season three. You had some moments between seasons 4 and 7. Most notably, moments like with Castle Sweet Castle, the little Easter egg moments you had in Scaremaster and stuff like that. Um, the point is a lot of people look at the fact that why continue it when you reach the apex somewhat in season two? And that's, I think, honestly, guys, I think it's more along the lines of you got to remember who came up with the idea for that in the first place. The person that came up with it was Lauren Faust. Lauren Faust came up with the idea to have Spike be goo goo gaga over Rarity. That's the truth. You know that as well as I do. And you don't have to be a longtime fan not to see that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a longtime fan not to see that. And I think it's just evident that you don't have to be a longtime fan and to see that. And because, like I said, if they wanted to, they could have ended it any time. I think they keep it around out of respect. Uh, um, I think they keep it out of respect. And I'm just looking up something here. You know, basically, like I said, they honestly, I think they just they continued it out of respect for Lauren Faust when she left. I mean, I'm pretty sure Megan maybe talked about it. Um, like I said, I think basically Lauren Faust may have had a talk with Megan. Maybe Megan McCarthy wanted to kind of remove it, and Lauren Faust was like, "No, keep it in there because it's like a little." It's just. I think Lauren Faust kind of looked at the fact that it's kind of cute and it's cute and adorable. But again, like I've said before, I doubt she had any idea it was going to explode the way that it did. You know, I don't. I don't think she had it. Honestly, had any idea it was going to explode the way it did and become as popular, as it did. But yet, it did. It became something that I don't think she expected. And I would guess that's cool. With her, like, oh, I didn't expect this to happen, but yet it did. And again, I think honestly, this is just my opinion. My opinion, guys. I don't think she would have. My, again, my opinion. Nicole, I mean, Lauren could have easily at any time, if she wanted to, could have easily at any time decided, you know what? I want Spike to be interested in Applejack, or I want Spike to be interested in Fluttershy, or in Pinky, or Rainbow. She could have chose any one of them instead of Rarity, but she went with Rarity because I guess it was a more. I guess honestly, it's a natural fit. It's basically. I'll put it this way. I know I'm scrambling for words because I'm doing this live and on the fly, but um, it's basically a very traditional thing to do. To choose the more femme fatale member of any group or team or show, and have one of the main protagonists, male in this case, go gaga over them and probably try to win their heart, and inevitably probably succeed in doing so. And she probably looked at it from a traditional standpoint, like, yeah, I could have Applejack be that one. I could have Rainbow and Pinky and Fluttershy. But the moment I guess they came up with Rarity's design, it's like that's the one. That's the one he's going to go with. And like I said, even when she left, they could have ended it. They could have said, okay, season 2 is the apex. We're done. Let's move on. And there were moments between seasons 4 and 7 and somewhat towards the end of season 3 that it seemed that they were doing that. They were kind of moving on. I mean, you had your moments here and there, but not as much as they used to have it. It's like I said in my video a couple of days ago. Megan McCarthy wanted to focus more on story than adding any more Sparity moments in there, which is why a lot of these seasons, despite how you might feel about them, how you might feel about some of the episodes being written and some of the characters being written, they were basically more story driven and focused, and you had less less of certain moments in there than you normally would expect. You know, like I said, you had less of your moments in there, less of certain like moments and all that than you would have had in the past. You know what I'm saying? That's basically about it. You would have had less you had less moments, I should say, than you would in the past. That's basically about it. That's basically about it. You had less moments, less moments of certain things happening than you would in the past or even in the future, in the present. So to me, it's not more along the lines of, why, kind of deal. It's not more along the lines of, why. You know what I'm saying? It's not more along the lines of why. It's more along the lines of the fact that, like I said, she wanted to focus more on story than character, than moments, like character development, story continuity, and all that. And like I said, it wouldn't be until about out the time Nicole Dubuque came on board that we started to see a little bit of a shift, if you will. Like we started to see a bit of a change, and some might say that was what some might say that was a good thing because here's the thing, and again, like I said earlier, I know I'm scrambling for words, and I do apologize because I am doing this live and on the fly. But some would agree that since WWE, since since WWE, I mean not WWE. I'm sorry. What am I saying? I was reading something there. Sorry. Uh, just reading something there for a second. Reading something that just popped up on Twitter. But ever since Nicole Dubuque, I should say, sorry, but ever since Nicole Dubuque came on board, that you know, it's kind of evident. It's kind of ironic that ever since Nicole came on board, that's when the whole Sparity thing started to be brought back up again. And I think it's because Nicole was, if not is, a fan of that kind of a story arc. Like, you look at a character like Spike, and logically, people could relate with him, and they could relate with his character arc and wanting to win the heart of someone like Rarity, and some people looking at him and going like, "Nah, you would never have a chance whatsoever with someone like Rarity. She'll never go for someone like you." So I'm guessing that's why Nicole went the route she did and decided and gave the okay to fellow writers, bring it back, bring this arc back, put some focus back on it, especially with the fact that they knew they were going to have one more season. Nicole, I think, wanted to wrap it up, and I think she wanted to wrap it up in a way that kind of felt like, yeah, he's earned it. Like this is something He's worked towards. He's gone through a lot of change. He's gone through a lot of development for, and you know what? Why not? Why not give him a happy ending? And at the same time, she probably figured, why not give Rarity a happy ending? Because you can't tell me that Nicole Dubuque, working under Megan and then probably looking at what Lauren had done, you can't tell me, my finger at the mic there, you can't tell me whatsoever, you cannot tell me for the life of me You cannot tell me that. How do I put this? You cannot tell me for the life of me. You cannot tell me that she didn't see the season one finale, best night ever. You can't tell me that she didn't follow and see simple ways. All right. You can't tell me she didn't see Secret of My Excess. You can't tell me any of that because of the fact that she did. And obviously, like I said, she probably, in my opinion, in my opinion, guys, in my opinion, guys, wants to wrap this up and she wants to wrap it up in a very positive, if not happily ever after way. And she's going to do it. She and the other creative staff are going to do it, if not have already done it. I mean, this past Friday, they wrapped up production on this show, which is a sad thing to hear, but still, you can't tell me that while they were working on those final episodes, that they didn't use one of them to wrap up Spike and Rarity and probably give them a happy ending because I think they did. I really do. Now, I'm not going to deny that if we don't get a resolution or a true resolution in the end, that I'm going to be upset. I mean, Jim Miller at least came out on Friday and said, look, there are going to be some things that will be left unsolved and unanswered. And he said, but he joked and said, but that's where, but basically what he said is, that's where we, the fans, come in, the fan fictions, the animations, and stuff like that. So, again, I can't say yay or nay. But yeah, I do agree, Derek. It is coming and we shouldn't give up. But the point is, you know, it could be one of those resolutions that doesn't get resolved. And I'm sure people that don't want Sparity to happen, if you will be happy about that. But those people that don't want it to happen also know it's going to happen either way. Either by the fans' hands or if IDW is still doing the book, doing a comic based on Friendship is Magic, it's going to probably happen there. And I think they know that. I think they really know that. Again, like I said, I think they know that. And here's the thing, like I said, when you look at all the evidence out there, look at all the again, look at who came on board as executive producer, who took over. Nicole Dubuque, right? Nicole Dubuque took over, and what happened? Sparity once again got a little bit of focus, and it's like, well, you sit back and you think, well, where did this come from, right? Why the sudden decision, right? And I think, like I said, Nicole Dubuque realizes, hey, well, we're in the home stretch. Let's wrap a lot of this stuff up. And one of the things they want to wrap up, obviously, is Spike and Rarity. And I think, again, my honest opinion, honest opinion, she wants to give them a happy ending because, like I said, you can't tell me, like I said earlier, or I just said moments ago, you can't tell me she hasn't watched earlier episodes from earlier seasons and seen that both Spike and Rarity kind of have something in common, basically have something in common, and that's not just gems, but both want to have a happily ever after. They want to find that happily ever after, and you know what? The answer is right in front of their faces. Well, one's right in front of Rarity's face, but you get the idea. And again, if they weren't And again, if Nicole Dubuque wasn't didn't want this to happen, then why did she allow the scene with Spike singing his song to Rarity in Best Gift Ever, or his portion, or his version of True Gift of Giving to Rarity, his basically his serenade, his love song to her? Why would she allow that to happen? Why would she have him gushing over Rarity by holding a Valentine's Day slash Hearts and Hooves Day giant heart gift card with a poem on there he wrote for her? Why would the following episode, Meltdown, kind of be another Sparity related episode? Why? Huh? Why would she have Rarity be the one that kind of helped Spike spit out the letter from Celestia in the season 8 finale? The point is because of the fact that Nicole is basically, my opinion, my honest opinion, is she wants to give these two that happily ever after. It's like she's looking at it like, look, she's looking at it like, look, we've been teasing this. This is like, look, this thing's been teased. It's been, focused on. It's been teased here and there. You know, let's wrap it up. Let's give it a happy ending. And I'm sure, don't get me wrong, I'm sure she hears what people have to say, like, well, what, but Spike can't be with Rarity. Spike's a kid. Really? Then why do they treat him more as like a young adult or someone in their age range or as an equal in a sense? Why would they do that? Why would Twilight make her own brother, if you will, ambassador to the dragons if he was a kid? Answer me that. Again, I think the real reasoning, like I said in my video a couple days ago, the real reasoning why people are reluctant to let Spike and kind of accept the Spike Rarity deal, even if it happens and they know it may happen. There's a strong chance of it happening. It's because they don't, because in their eyes, all Rarity has ever done is manipulate Spike. She's never truly reciprocated his feelings, returned his feelings. And that's people's opinion. And look, are there moments where it may look like she did that? Yeah. But there were several reasons why. Castle Sweet Castle, you might say, well, she manipulated him there. And that's just the wrong number. Oh, hold on. Hello? Mm. Rainbow 49. I think it's uppercase. No, uppercase. No, the first letter. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. If not, you just got to make up a new one. Yeah. Right. Sorry about that. That was my mom calling from the college. Like I said in my channel update, she had to go up and take care of something. But anyway, like I said, getting back to what I was saying, what was I saying? I got off track there. Sorry. But like I was saying, Nicole didn't have to do what she did. She didn't have to give the green light to her fellow creative staff to do what she did, but she did. And I think that's what some fans have to think. Some people have to understand. And again, oh yeah, now I know what I was talking about. You see, and even though people know inevitably it's probably going to happen, inevitably it's going to happen. Um, the reason why they always try to say it shouldn't is because of the way Rarity in their eyes would manipulate him. I mean, one one for example, one for how I put this? Oh yeah, like I said, like I was saying earlier, Castle Sweet Castle. Some might say she manipulated him there. That might be true, but the thing is, she did it for a reason, and that reasoning was the rest of the main six wanted, or main seven wanted to surprise Twilight with a refurnished castle, make it feel more home-like. So they needed someone to distract Twilight because it was going to be a surprise, and that's why Rarity had to do what she did. Some might say that she manipulated her way to the fire ruby, and that's your opinion. You can look at it that way. But did Spike have to? Did Spike have to give her the ruby? No, he didn't. All she was doing was complimenting it. Spike thought about it for a second and figured, you know what? If it means that much to you, boom, it's yours. I don't really need it. You know, was he regret? Did he was he saddened by it, by giving it away to her? Yeah, but did he expect to freaking get a kiss on the cheek? No, he didn't. He didn't. He did not expect that. And look, you can say, look, look, everybody. I'm gonna say this. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their opinion on what should have been, on why Spike and Rarity are going to end up together, why Spike and Rarity shouldn't be together. They all have their opinions. But when you look at how Rarity reacted at the beginning of Between Dark and Dawn, when Spike got caught up along with the tree by this giant tortoise who was eating the trees, the way she was the only one, even only one out of the group, even with even people point this out, Twilight didn't even do this. Twilight, who is essentially Spike's sister, didn't even do this. Rarity is the one that does. She runs out of the group, chasing towards Spike, kind of like chasing after Spike or something like that. It's like, come on, seriously. And this episode was written by Gail Simone, who, before this episode, never wrote anything MLP related. I'm just saying, guys, if someone like Gail Simone can even do it, can add in Sparity moments, then why? Then what is the real problem? It's like I said towards the end of my video a couple of days ago. You can't keep using the whole Spike's a kid deal. If it's Spike, if you feel Spike's getting manipulated, then just come out and say it. That's all you have to do. You don't have to be saying, "Oh, he's a kid. He's a kid. He's a kid." He's not a kid if he's in a freaking ambassador. He's not a kid if he's a freaking ambassador. The point is, guys, like I said in my video back in April, and I'll say it here again, if they wanted to end this, they would have done it a long time ago. They would have came together and said, Megan McCarthy could have brought them together and said, you know what? It reached its apex. It came full circle in season 2. That's it. We're done. You could have had a few moments here and there. That's fine. But season 2 would have been it. But that didn't happen. I mean, even with the freaking movie, they added in moments. Spike's reaction to Rarity when she said hi to him while everybody else said hi to Twilight. They kept putting these two around each other in the movie at times. Like when they were trying to hide from Tempest Shadow and the stormtroopers, Spike's right there patting or kind of trying to comfort Rarity, trying to calm her down because she's breathing hard, like kind of deal. It's like, come on. It's like seriously. It's like seriously. And the way Spike got jealous of Capper kind of flirting with Rarity a little bit. It's like, come on. Seriously. It's it. And again, they didn't have to put Nicole Dubuque didn't have to allow Spike's version or take on on the True Gift of Giving song, his basically his romantic ballad to Rarity. She didn't have to let that happen. Look, I get people like Golden Fox, Miss Anthopony, and several others may not feel it's the right thing. And I get that from behind the scenes situation, yeah, I can understand why they feel it's kind of weird and it's not right. But there's a difference between reality and fantasy. This is fantasy, not reality. So, with that in mind, like I said, they could have easily, long ago, said, we're done. We're not going to let this thing go on much longer between these two characters. We're going to make them, we're going to keep them as friends, maybe have a moment here and there, but we're going to just move on from it. And that is yet to happen, hasn't it? Because it's not, because I think the obvious answer is it's coming. It's going to happen. It may, here's what I look at, and I've talked about this before. It may not happen in episode, but let's say they have Twilight close the book on the series, and her closing the book is after she's telling these younger generations of pony creatures about her and her friends' adventures, and one of these pony creatures just happens to be kind of like a Kieran, but in the color of Spike and Rarity. Kind of like has purple hair with green highlights in it, and it's kind of white with maybe purple scales or something, or green scales. It's like, come on, you can't tell me that if you see something like that, that's not going to tell you, yeah, these two ended up together. And then in comes a Rarity along with Spike, who's just a little bit bigger, maybe smaller size. Who knows? Who knows? But point is, guys, it's gonna happen, and I think the more people kind of try to deny it's gonna happen in some way, the more they realize it's going to. It's it's inevitable. It's like, it's kind of funny that I accidentally I was mentioning WWE, talking about that for a little bit. I don't know why, but I think a lot of people always look at the fact that there's storylines going on there with, rumored storylines going on there of, oh, Shane McMahon's gonna push is gonna lead him to be champion of WWE. Brock Lesnar's gonna cash in. He's gonna become Universal Champ again. Da da da. These are inevitable. They're gonna happen. And whether we want to admit it or not, that's one of them is a strong possibility of happening. The Shane McMahon one probably more so than the Brock one, but you get what I'm saying, right? One of them is inevitably going to happen. But we we have to wait and see. And as much as people want to keep denying, no, they're not going to do it. They can't do it. That'd be dumb. And everything. That they're not going to do it. Really, no, 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 no. The more they keep denying that it's not going to happen, the more it is. The more they know that it's inevitably going to. And that's kind of what I see here. It's kind of what I see here. I see a very similar situation to where it's like, inevitably, some way, somehow, it's going to happen with Spike and Rarity. You're just denying it. I use the whole Mecha Sally thing as an example of, being truthful about something that I wasn't a fan of and not wanting to read an issue until it was over. Well, before then, in fact, several times before then, under Ian Flynn, who's going to be who ended up writing an issue for Friendship is Magic, or Feats of Friendship, and My Little Pony's Friendship is Magic spinoff title for the comics. Under Ian Flynn's writing, and even before then, Ken Penders and Carl Bollers and Mike Gallagher and everybody else, Sonic and Sally have always had a kind of on and off relationship. And everybody that's been against the relationship has always been saying it can't happen. Sonic's going to be with Amy, or Sonic should be with this. Sonic should be with that. See, they're actually going to go with that. See, they're going with Sonic and Amy. Yes. Oh no, no, look, they're going with Sonic and Bunny. Yes. They would try to find other characters for Sonic to be with, or for Sally to be with, because they were denying the fact that they were denying the fact that even though they saw it in Age, they saw the hints and the evidence in Age that these two were going to end up back together or end up together again. And, they tried to keep blowing it off because they didn't want to see it happen. And sooner, you know, and the fact that the reason they kept blowing it off is because they knew it was going to happen and they wanted to try their best and in their minds believe it wouldn't. And it ended up becoming a reality. The point that I'm getting at, because I don't want this to go any longer than it already is. I don't want this to go any longer than it already is. The point is, and I say this with all due respect, you can deny it all you want. You could say it's not going to happen. This is why it shouldn't happen and all that. But you know as well as I do, you see the evidence. You saw the evidence as far as, like with Between Dark and Dawn, which was written by Gail Simone, someone who's never working for MLP or never wrote an MLP episode or story of any kind until Between Dark and Dawn. You've seen it with that. You've seen it with Spike's portion, his version of True Gift of Giving, his romance love ballad Serenade for Rarity. You saw it with him revisiting that in Breakup, Breakdown, and then you had Meltdown, and you get the idea. All these recent moments combined with some fewer moments before then, and even Secret of My Excess and Dragon Quest. And it's like, seriously, guys, ladies, gentlemen, bronies, Pegasisters, who are you kidding? Right? Who are you kidding to deny that this shouldn't happen or it's not going to happen? Because you see all the clues. And like I said in the video that this is a follow-up to, and I said at the beginning of this as well, if they wanted to, they would have ended it a long time ago, but they didn't. And I think now we have to just realize that somehow, sooner or later, it's going to happen. None of us may be a fan of it, and it's fine. None of us are probably going to be happy when it occurs, and that's fine. But I look at it this way. Whether we get an episode that makes it official, or we get some kind of epilogue at the end of the series that takes place years in the future, and we see a small dragon kind of hybrid pony, like a Kirin, in the mixed color scheme of purple hair with green highlights and white body and white furry body with blue scales not blue scales, but green scales. And then in comes Rarity with a bigger spike next to her. It's like, come on. Like, what are you going to do then? What will your reaction be? That's what you need to ask yourselves. But that's really all I'm going to say, guys. I mean, in my opinion, like I said, if they wanted to end it, they would have done it a long time ago. They would have looked at season 2 as being the apex, and that would have been it. But it continues even now. So let me know what you guys all think down below. Thank you all for those. Thank you all to those that did tune in live. Derek, I really appreciate uh, Derek um, Derek Backoven Backoven. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong. Uh, thank you all. Thank you for tuning in live and commenting. Let me know what you all think down below. Comment if you like. Thank you all again. Thank you all for tuning in live, and thank you all for tuning in post live. If you're not listening to this yet, if you didn't get a chance to listen to it live, let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like, and I will talk to you all later. God bless. Take care, and I am out. Peace out. God bless. But like I said, if they wanted to end it, they would have done it long ago. And it's going to end all right, but it's going to end with both having a happily ever ending with each other. Promise you, I have this feeling. I just have this feeling. Peace out, guys. Take care.